Hey, I'm Justin Rackley. I got Rick Stansberry. I have Bulldog here fishing with an Aggie today. You think we can get along today to beat these guys?
Well, first off, welcome to the SEC. Today we're going to be a team probably for the only time this season.
I think we can get along for one day to beat them.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's go do it.
Let's go do it.
I'm Tom Redington.
And I'm Scott Seakules. And we're going to put it on those guys today in the big bass battle because these shallow, weedy lakes are better than those deep, clear lakes any day.
All right, guys, big bass battle coming from the Mississippi-Louisiana border today. Got some storms rolling in, so it might be a quick day, but I think it's kind of biting conditions, hopefully, here. We got kind of a little twist for you today. Being on the border, we just got here. Got this nice, deep, clear Highland Lake here. A lot of grass around it, looks inviting. Never been on it. I don't know if there's fish in it or not.
It's a total mystery lake right here. And then we got the other one, which it's a pretty good lake.
Yeah, New Arbor, we've been there a few times. We know it, there's a lot of grass, know there's some good fish in it. So the twist today is still got to get the big fish, but we're going to flip a coin. One team gets to pick the lake, the other one goes to the other lake. We're going to find out if we can figure it out on a new lake or not.
All right, this is going to be interesting for sure.
All right.
Let's go tails.
Heads it is.
Oh, golly. Okay, well, what's it going to be?
I think I like that shallow, weedy fishing.
Yeah, that's
that
good.
suits us good.
We'll let you figure out the clear Highland Lake, see if you can catch some big clear water lunkers.
Well, you know what? We could catch some small fish, but we could catch some really big fish. It's going to be a challenge figuring it out, but I think we can do it. What do you think?
Let's go do it. We can do it. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
Let's get these guys.
Good luck,
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's a little guy. Well, that's our
Yes, sir.
first
Catch
fish
anyway.
boated. Sign of life.
All right, headed over to New Arbor. What do you think?
I think we got the good part of that coin toss. I think from a comfort level, shallow and weedy, from our experience from Texas and all your experience traveling, that's my preferred way to go. So hopefully we'll run into some big fish.
Yeah, it's gonna be power baits, big line, throwing, flipping, fishing grass mats, all the type of stuff we're used to doing. It's boy, that can get in your head. You know, play from your football days, and fishing's the same way.
It's full contact fishing when you're in the grass and that heavy tackle like that.
And Justin has to break out that little 10-pound test and light line, that deep clear water. He may be spun out for a little bit.
Well, you know, I think we're both going to catch some fish. Hopefully we just run into that big one.
Yeah.
There's another one.
What? What are you doing?
Man, that's a little one there, Rick.
Which bait you catching that on?
That was on the hyper stick.
It's a different color. You use that watermelon.
Watermelon red. You know, in clear water, you can't go wrong with natural colors like watermelon red, green pumpkin. There's another one.
Well, I'm on the wrong side of the boat. Hey, I ain't real smart, but hey, it'll take long to figure this out. I'm so sure about this Aggie and Bulldog working together. He's done told me to throw the deep water. He's in the shallow water.
I'm letting you catch that big one, man. I'm just trying to clear him out of the way
That's
for you.
awful nice of you.
All right, well, short run out here. No sense running the whole lake when there's fish right close to the ramp. Looks pretty weedy right in here. What do you say we start? Do a little flipping? And
Got some good looking stuff to get started on before the sun gets too high in the sky.
I'll probably start flipping the edges if you want to hit the top of the mat.
Okay, we'll see if we can pull something to get it to come up through.
Yeah, give him the old 1-2. Oh.
Tail.
We got a tail. There we go. There we go. Wow. Look at that.
I think we'll do better than that throughout the day. That's a good quality fish, but we're going to need to do better for this big bass battle within that one. Good start though.
Yeah, it's a jinx if you don't put one in. We better just to cover the bases. How about that?
Be one in there.
You see, look, there's the telltale scene of the crime.
Yeah.
That's that's what you look for. Those battle marks.
You do it. Busting,
Look at that.
busting them up, aren't you?
Almost didn't want to set the hook because I knew what it was. Unless we get a good sized fish here in the next 20 or 30 minutes, we're definitely going to have to change up and go to a different tactic because we're getting bites almost every time. It's just little fish.
Another little one. Right on cue. Little fella though.
Just like that.
Yep.
The Big Bass Battle is brought to you by B&M Poles. Wherever fishing takes you, B&M has been there. By Certified Arkansas Bait Fish. Log on to safebait.org. By Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. By Mossback Fish Attractor. No matter how you stack 'em, we attract 'em. By the Russellville, Arkansas Tourism and Visitor Center, the home of Lake Dardanelle. And by Canaan Polarized Sunglasses. Evolve.
Oh, I would normally never throw a hyper stick on top. Frog or buzzbait maybe on the top. Why are you using the hyper stick today?
Well, I think it's something about how it sits higher in the water. I think, there's times when a frog will sit down. These things they're so layered together that the hyper stick's long enough to really kind of sit on top. The tail flops around, and it's a real subtle presentation. And you get a good hookup opportunity because there's not a lot of bait to have the hook penetrate. So.
Are you working that? You just cast out and reel it in? Are you twitching it, or how are you working it in?
Kind of trying to twitch it and just kind of have it bang around on top of the mat. Try to get the attention of one of those big shouldered beasts that lives underneath it.
And you have a big, or just a tiny little sinker on the front, so it's nose down, and you can really see the pads moving. When you move it, they push, you make a little depression. The fish know it's there.
You've got a real light tungsten weight, a 1/16 ounce
Okay.
tungsten weight, and a big hook, and 50-pound braided line, and heavy tackle. It's full contact fishing.
You got a big old Dobbins, flipping stick there?
This is a 735 with 50-pound braid, and leaning on it as hard as you can to try to get their head up and get them out of there.
Huh?
Little one.
Right here, please. Yep, little feller.
Little one.
Little feller. Look at
Oh
that
my
rascal.
goodness.
You kidding me? Out there in that deep water, boy. What are you doing out there?
At this point, we're not really sure what we really need to do to adjust. We're getting bites, and we're catching small fish, but we're flipping to heavy cover, these trees and laydowns. It's places where you think there should be a big bass. We might have to go to a bigger bait. There's just going to be few far in between, those big fish that can eat the bluegill. I've seen the bluegill swimming around the edges of this lake, and they're pretty big. And obviously those bass right there could not digest those bluegill.
Oh, man.
Little one, huh?
The bigger fish seem to be matted up. The little fish are on the
Little
edge.
fish right on the edge.
Kind of even though the storms are out there, it's kind of bright and slick.
Little
Yeah.
haze over the sun.
It seems like the calmer it is and the brighter, the more the big fish bury up, and then when the more wind and storms you get, the more they get out on the edges and roam. That last fish I caught may be bigger than anything they've caught over there so far today. It'll be close.
Yeah, they might have gotten a bunch of bites, but like you said, they're gonna all look like that.
Weeds way more than he did. There he goes.
Hmm?
He's coming after it.
Is it? How'd you see him at? How'd you see that?
Didn't even set the hook.
There he is.
Yep, there you go, good fish.
Got him.
Got him? Very nice.
Swallowed.
Nice.
There we go.
I'll punch in and get him.
Nice. Good fish.
There we go.
Something that's really exciting about being to a lake you've never been to before is figuring out that pattern, that challenge, seeing all the things around you and trying to figure out where the bass are located, what depth they're at, what kind of cover they're going to be on. It's a big puzzle every time you go to a new lake.
At least this looks good. Where you catch them, not, you don't know, but every cast you make, you feel like you got a chance. You got cover, you got structure, you got deep water.
Yeah, we're not fishing them bland.
It don't take but one. You don't take but one good one.
There we go. Ooh, better fish, good fish.
The Big Bass Battle is brought to you by TackleCenter.com, by the Big Green Egg, by Lake Fork Trophy Lures, lures with an attitude, and by B&M Poles. Wherever fishing takes you, B&M has been there.
And they'll tell you that heavy cover holds big fish. The mossback rack here that I'm standing next to is made by fishermen for fishermen. It's totally designed to hold a lot of big fish. It starts with rugged PVC. This is textured PVC. Regular slick PVC is not going to hold the slime and algae on it that attracts fish quickly or as long. The textured PVC instantly is going to get the algae on it, hold the small fish in the fry. It has holes cut in the trunk, so that's going to allow fry to hide in there, get in close, while the bigger structure is going to allow the bass to get in there. Not only will the fish get around it, but they're easy to fish. Once again, designed by fishermen. You notice the V shape here. When you put your little crappie jig or your bass jig in there, it's going to be less likely to hang as it comes up against these versus a flat or round one. So very durable, one of these, easy to put together, very simple to slide together, add Saccrete, drop it in your lake. This happens to be a 5-foot model. They make 3-foot models. They have short ones, tall ones, basically a full line. So if you're looking for extra cover in your lake or your pond, check out the mossback rack. Going to hold a lot of fish for you.
A little better than the first one I caught.
Had me going there.
I said, there you too. Get that stuff. Shake it off, shake it off.
We'll trade you a sandwich for about a 6-pounder if you got one. It's pretty consistent with us, but just no size.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't broken 2 pounds yet even?
I would be hard pressed to say we've broken the 2-pound mark.
Wow.
Maybe
Just one after another,
maybe a
though.
little bit over 2.
Hammering them, though, just one after another?
Oh, just hammering them. I mean, there's fish following it when you're catching them. They're so hungry.
Well, send those sandwiches this way, and we will take no joy in catching these 4 and 5 pounders. It's just pure work. Hate it.
I know it pains you to catch those 4 and 5 pounders over there. Must be tough.
You can
Hey, good job on the coin toss.
Yeah. All
All right, I got to catch another fish.
All right.
I think we got stuck with the training pond here today. We're wearing our Huggies out here trying to catch these little fish. It's almost like the kiddie pool, and the grown-ups are over there at the big pond catching the big ones.
There we go. Ooh, better fish, good fish. Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Look at
more. Look at what. Nice job.
that. Nice work, man. Sorry.
There you go. Oh,
Oh my gosh, great fish.
look at the head on that thing. That's how big of a head. I thought it was a monster at first. It's a pretty good one.
That's a nice fish.
And look, would you look at that? That thing. Little June bug. Craw tube right there in the grass. Just
Down the hatch.
swallowed it. Yep. Look at that. Hey, which one?
Good upgrade.
That one?
Easy call.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's the boat. There's
they
fishing rods.
Push pole back here.
Sure did hit it good.
Just the blame everywhere.
Oh.
Blame it on the coin toss.
Pretty one. Big head, little buddy. Look at that fish right there. See how big his mouth is and little his body is?
Got a 3 pound.
Yeah.
3 pound mouth.
There's been so many fish we've caught today that are like that. And the reason is because there's a lot of them. They don't have enough food to grow to the next size. So what they do is they just all compete for the same forage and they end up all being stunted. So we're catching dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of fish like this because people hadn't fished out here in a long time and they're not taking these fish out. So a biologist would tell you to either take some of these smaller fish out so they can grow to the next size, or you can put more forage in there. But you can get an A&M biologist to give you that advice, or
Or you go get the best one, get a Mississippi State.
I don't know about that. They're both great schools to get that advice from. So I think that's our culprit there. I think that's the reason.
Hey, you were obviously around 3 of the greatest coaches of all time, great motivators, Landry, Shula, Parcells. Some of these guys watching the show, and me included, you, we all fish tournaments, and it's so much of a mental game. You're around some of the best motivators of all time. What type of advice have you learned from them to really keep focused on when it's a tough tournament?
Well, I think, you know, one of the toughest things in dealing with a tough day on the water is staying mentally positive and catching that next fish. You know, I think so many times in a fishing setting or a tournament setting even, you're looking to how many are we going to catch, how many are we going to catch? Well, you can't catch 2 without catching 1. You know, the other thing is preparation. You know, we practiced hard. You know, you practice like you're going to play. You know, so many times you'd sit in a locker room on a Saturday or a Sunday after you'd get beat, and the coach could sit there and look at it and say, guess what, our week of practice wasn't as good as it could have been. And I think, you know, that practicing well applies to tournaments, preparing your tackle well. You know, I think, you know, guys at high levels in anything, be it football and fishing, prepare well, they practice well.
Rick, it looks like the front that we were waiting on, it's finally here, it's raining. I think we're gonna have to do weigh in. So our other guys, they're at the other lake, so they're gonna weigh in separately than us. And let's see what we got in here. I don't think it's very big, but maybe we can hold it out to the camera a little bit and convince them.
Well, we had a bunch of them. If we weighed them by the pound, I think we'd be okay today.
I'm not exactly sure how many we caught, but I know it was over 100, and they were all about this size. You can't argue that is an absolutely fun day, catching that many fish.
Well, it was a great day. You caught them a lot of different ways.
What do you think that fish is? About 7 pounds?
Well, you know, at least that. We're probably gonna need way more than that to beat them today.
As far as they're concerned, this is about a 7-pounder. Well, let's go see what they did.
6 pounds even.
6 pounds even, what a fish.
This is the way to do it right here, don't you think?
Well, it's been a long, wet day and a tough day, even though we caught a lot of fish, but there's not a better way to finishing up in indoors when you're dry.
There's only so many 1-pounders you can take.
Okay, well, there's the boat. There's
they
fishing rods.
Uh-oh, here's our guys right here.
Look at that.
We've been caught.
Yeah, they're fishing.
We got to get in on that. This might be the best spot we found all day.
Fair weather fishermen.
Oh, you're kidding me.
There he goes. Oh, yeah, we got a bass. Oh man, that has been the story of the day right there, catching these things. Doesn't matter where we go, even inside.
What's the big one?
Yeah, it's been that way all day long and fun, but no big ones.
We've caught a lot of them, though, today, Justin. It's been a good day.
Well, over in the other lake, we ended up, it was a tough day over there too with all this weather, but we ended up finding some better fish. Caught some fish up in the mats, caught some fish out on the edge. Tom ended up having one that was 6 pounds.
Well, I guess that makes us the winners of the Big Bass Battle.
Good fish you caught over there. Yeah, y'all did catch some good ones, but y'all definitely didn't surpass us in numbers. We caught a ton of fish today. How many fish do you think we caught today, Rick?
Well, I don't know, but I think we're definitely the winners of the most bass battle today.
Absolutely. We spanked y'all in that category.
Well, you're the first place winners. Congratulations.